that we've talked about him having. I mean, let's not forget that GSL final where he forgot roaches existed, right? But then all of a sudden, all the roaches get thrown at him in this tournament, and here he is, still standing strong as we are loaded into 2,000 atmospheres. In the bottom left, we have the blue Terran player representing NV and Korea. He is Maru.
And over in the top right of 2K, representing Team Liquid, it is Clem. Two non-Koreans still in the tournament. Maru is just like, you know what? Gonna have a big chunk of water over here.
He's given the fan service to everyone that loves to see the Koreans take that big water bottle swig in the middle of the game.
It's usually like the little straw comes out, you know, with a little pinky showing for a few of them, and I'm like, this is so silly looking. But yeah, Maru whips out the water bottle.
Always out, Benjamin.
I mean, you don't have to tell me, Nate. I'm English, you know. I'm all about that life. Okay. Talking about these openings, we do have a Rax gas of both these guys. A year ago is when this build really came into fruition. Normally, people used to start with their gas first, then getting the barracks out, but then this one just was a little bit more economic, a little bit easier to whip out your Reapers faster, and people just went with it, just lined up very nice with all these Raven openings that Terrans love.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? You getting the double gas early on, there are so many different builds that you can use. I think in TVT especially, you have so many different things to be worried about, and particularly when you're up against somebody like a Maru. If you, and in 2,000 atmospheres, we've kind of talked this to death a little bit. It doesn't have all the cliff space that some of the other maps do, so you're not thinking as much about proxy Reapers, but you still have to think about all of the aggressive strategies that Maru can bring out. We've seen him go for the proxy racks several times across multiple of the series that he's been competing in. Clem, I don't think he has that reputation as a cheeser, so for Maru, he should feel comfortable with whatever his opening strategy is going to be. And it's quick into that reactor.
Yeah, we got to talk about the scouting as well. So Maru actually went for the SCV scout, gets to see that it's a double SCV wall off at the top, meaning, okay, there's no chance this is going to be a one gas expand kind of thing. It's obviously going to be the double gas or the two barracks follow-up, but very unlikely on that one. Clem gets his own little scout off here. Gets to get the first hit in the Reaper War. This is actually a massive deal because, yeah, you talked about it, that reactor as well. Losing this Reaper, he'll have nothing on the field for quite some time.
Yeah, he starts a Hellion, we can see. Maybe he wanted to immediately swap the factory onto the reactor when it was done, but he's going to build double Reaper instead, which isn't that crazy. We actually saw Marine Lord bust this out in his TVTs earlier in this tournament. We've seen the strength that can have, especially if you have like just one or two extra Reapers. That damage can scale so quickly with the double attack that they have.
This Reaper of Maru, I don't know how he got by without Clem seeing, but Clem's like, he was trying to get him in that bottom right corner. Nowhere to be found. So behind all this, Maru's actually producing, nice little repair there to keep that SV alive, but this is already a nice little win for Maru, keeping his opponent away while he went for the slightly greedier opening.
Yeah, you're denying a bit of the income temporarily, even if he does protect that SV. And the Reaper gets away again, comes over, so he pokes the SCV that's building the command center, but when you're building two Reapers at a time, he's not going to be at a numbers disadvantage. So he's able to get right back on to produce that command center. The Reaper actually coming back from the base, almost booping them into the rest of the units with that grenade. And he's still got another couple of Reapers that are going to be coming out. So if you're Clem with this Cyclone and not a lot of Hellions, not a lot of Reapers, you do have to be a little bit careful, though he does get a nice grab on that one trying to go up the ramp.
He certainly does, and two Hellions left for Clem here, which is nice for him, but my goodness, the micro on both sides, keeping the low health units back and really baiting out their opponent, but Clem will be safe against this for now. Did go for a very fast Cyclone, both of them getting their CCs up and running. Maru skipping the Cyclone by the looks of it and just going straight into tank production.
Yeah, I guess he just feels comfortable because he's had this position out on the map. He's seen everything that Clem's been doing. He also got inside of the main base, so he knows there wasn't anything super crazy coming his way. Now, the quick medevac, instead of going into the Raven 2 for Maru, does say that it kind of suggests he wants to go for, you know, perhaps just bring that up with the two Marines. We see people bring that tank really early on, and depending on where the Raven is or the Cyclone's position, it could be really dangerous. And he's going to get a safety Cyclone on the back end of this. This is going to be kind of wild because the Reapers can easily join this by going up that ramp if he drops the tanks right up on top inside the main.
Oh,
great scout for Clem.
Beautiful scout for Clem, so he knows exactly what he's up against. Where is he going to position? He is on the high ground with that dancing Cyclone over there. But that CC is rather precariously positioned, but he's not going to go for the main at all here. And he guards the ramp. This is actually getting really bad. The first tank shot was not on anything too valuable. Second tank shot, really good, though.
Yeah, those Cyclones can do a really good job at trying to poke and prod away at units, but as you said, he's cut the ramp off, and Cyclones, they die in 2 hits to the tanks, so any other little bit of damage, of course, is going to make that even more of a problem, but he doesn't have any way to defend that base. The Raven has to come out, drop the auto turret. Now, the tank does focus fire onto the Cyclone, lands 1 hit, and as long as he's got this little smattering of Marines and the Reapers, it's so difficult to just pull SCVs or something right onto that siege tank. A tremendous amount of pressure being applied early in this game, working away on the wall, too. That barracks taking a lot of damage. Medevac giving the high ground vision. Clem gets his own tank, but the Medevac repositions just in time. He's shot first. Maru should be able to get that tank of Clem's, and he does.
He certainly does, but now the Cyclones from Clem, they have a lot of work to do here. Nice kill on the tank, stopping that, but a lot of damage was done here, Nate, and it's not over by the looks of it. One Cyclone again falling down. That turret! Oh, he doesn't even get the Raven kill, and Clem shakes his head.
Hero auto turret.
I can't believe how well they're both microing, but freaking Maru's micro, dude. He is snapping everywhere. Every unit that takes a little bit of damage just bounces back immediately, almost like a freaking Jedi at this point.
Yeah, this is gnarly. He's not taking the foot off the gas at all to Muslim. Another siege tank is here, just rallying straight across the map. That Raven's gonna have enough energy for another auto turret, and there's no more Cyclone for Clem to actually take that out of place. So he throws the turret, which is gonna be able to focus down that tank. So Clem, without his anti-siege, is gonna crack. And Maru takes game number 1.
Holy crap. I would love to see the resources lost tab in that game, because I actually can't believe how well, like, they were both micro and really